Welcome. I can see you're all just starting to um, get your audio and everything ready. Amazing. Oh,
Hi, sorry, just it wasn't all working, but yeah,
that's okay. That's okay.
now.
Now it is. So welcome.
Thank you.
Hey. So I'm going to get started, and I thank you all for being patient. I am a couple of minutes late. I just really needed to bring a drink in with me tonight, and I thought, oh, I wonder if I can quickly make that happen. But welcome to tonight's tapping circle, everybody, and to our new faces as well. So lovely to see some new people here. Tonight, we are going to be tapping on the topic of financial abundance, money mindset. And we're going to basically go through a process to help you identify what stories you are currently holding around money mindset that are getting in the way of you stepping forward in wherever it is that you want to be going in your life, because success means something different to everybody. And financial goals are going to be very different for everybody as well. So this is very, very personalized to you in terms of what you put into this and where you allow your mind to go. My words will be generic for those who are new. So your brain will associate what you are experiencing. But in a tapping circle, we also have time for reflection so that you can get really kind of crystal clear within your own mind as to what's actually happening for you. So first things first, we're going to get started by grounding ourselves into the room. If anybody has any questions or feels really stuck or anything like that, please just make sure you pop the little Zoom hand up. I won't see you otherwise. But otherwise, I stick around for a chat at the end. So if you've got any questions or anything like that, so welcome to stick around and at least say hi. Tell me what you thought of tonight, or if anything came up for you or anything like that. So I'm just going to double check. I've got in big red writing, record the lesson. Yes, I'm doing that. I have forgotten to do that in the past, and that got me in some stripes. So making sure that I am good to go. Amazing. The awareness that you come to tonight, once you have awareness of something, that can't be undone. And even though we're focusing on money, even just spending an hour tapping has been proven to lower cortisol levels by around 43% just from the actual tapping, which is amazing. So regardless of what you bring to mind tonight, you are going to have some amazing stress reducing benefits just from being here. So let's get straight into it. How are you all feeling about tapping away some money blocks tonight? Excited? Yay! Yay! All right. So, money blocks or money stress. And I'm going to leave that up to you, because that's going to be very dependent on what is going on in your world at the moment. And some ways that we can start to identify maybe if we have some money blocks is by looking at what we are consciously telling ourselves that we want to be achieving. And then noticing, first of all, is that reality happening in my world? And second of all, if it's not, what do I actually feel? What happens in my body when I think about these things? So for example, if I think about, maybe raising my prices, or I think about charging something, or I think about having to have a money conversation with somebody, what's actually happening in my body, even though I'm telling myself that I want it? And when you can start to find that there is that, I guess, misalignment between what you want consciously, but what's actually showing up, and then dive into that discomfort. Remember, our body is always communicating through either comfort or discomfort. So if it's a discomfort, we dive into that, and that's an opportunity to clear a belief or to lower some stress around a topic. And if you are not focusing on a block today, if you are focusing on the stress, the financial stress that you are experiencing at the moment, this will be equally as relevant for you. So we'll go through all of our processes. Okay, I think that is enough introduction. Let's get us all grounded into the room. So just checking, Fernando, have you done any tapping before? No? First
No,
time?
First time, yes.
Okay, so what I'll do then is I'll go slow for our first round just so you can get a bit of an idea where the points are. And then after that, just follow along and you can't really get it wrong. So, but what we do is we start on the side of our hand. So we're going to say something along the lines of here where we do our setup statement. Even though a part of me isn't grounded and present yet, and you'll say these words out loud in your space, I choose to feel grounded now. And even though a part of me is somewhere else, and I can't stop thinking about all the things that I have to do. Maybe I have all these other things on my mind. I choose to feel present. I choose to release what is not going to serve me tonight. I choose to gift myself this time for me. So now we're just going to move around the body. We're going to start at the eyebrows. So just where the hair starts on the brow bone. And we're going to say, I'm just not grounded yet. Following that brow bone around to the side of the eye, just on the bone there. There's too much going on. And then following that bone around under the eye. And it's hard to stop thinking. Then we come under the nose. It's hard to focus on this. Coming onto the mouth, just between the lip and the chin. With all the things that I could be doing right now. And thank you for joining me on Valentine's Day, by the way. That's some commitment right there. My partner said, do you want to go out for dinner? And I was like, oh, no, I go tapping circle. Sorry. And then we're going to come down to the collarbone. I'm going to start to let go of the things that I think I should be thinking about. Coming under the arm, choosing to be present in this moment. Top of the head. So just if you were to go from the center of the ears where your fingers would meet, that's where we're tapping. Choosing to feel safe and grounded now. So I'm going to move a little bit faster now. Choosing presence for myself. Giving myself total permission to feel safe and grounded. To let go of my day. To be here in the here and now. Gifting myself this time. Letting go of all the things. Noticing that I am calmer and more in the present. So I want you now to just take a nice deep breath. Just let yourself come into the moment a bit more. And just notice, you probably notice if you've been to a few tapping circles, I start at the very beginning and I'm all like, oh, hi everybody. And then we do our first round of tapping and it's like, okay, we're a bit more mellow, we're a bit calmer. I'd love for you to notice in your own body if you've already had a little bit of a shift from whatever stress levels you've come in with tonight. So I'd love for you to get your journals now. We're going to start with a little bit of reflection so we can bring your mind right into the specifics of what it needs to deal with today. And I'm going to ask you the question, what does money mean to you? When I say the word money, do you feel open and expansive or do you feel stressed? Does money come with lots of baggage? Is it heavy? Is it exciting? What is your story with money? that's the first thing that we're going to look at as we peel back some layers tonight. What is your story with money? What are your patterns around money? So here are some typical stressors or triggers that people find around money. And for some people, this is just how they've always experienced it. And that's because there is subconscious programming happening for them that has emotional attachments associated to money. And that's what we're going to start to break down a little bit tonight. So bills, can be a huge source of stress or financial discomfort. If you have a business, maybe perhaps your payroll, your invoicing, your level of income and how it relates to your expenses, and all your financial responsibilities. If you've got children, parents to look after. So I want you to make note and bring to mind your main triggers. What's going on for you right now? And if you feel neutral about money right now, if it's not a source of stress, then I'd like you to bring to mind an area in your life where you are not breaking through to your next level. Somewhere where you are stagnant. And then we're going to give this stress level a number out of 0 to 10. 10 being this is really, really stressful for me. And 0 being not bothered at all. And that number is just a gauge for you to get a bit of an idea of how much discomfort you're experiencing on the topic. And I'd love for you to put your numbers in the chat. Where are we starting tonight? On a scale of 0 to 10, pop it in the chat. Where are we starting? Open the chat so I can see your answers. All right, 7, 7.5, a 6. Okay. So just using these numbers as a gauge to get started, I want you to consider these questions before we start tapping now. So we've got some pretty consistent 7, 6 to 7s. All right. This thing that you are experiencing stress around, what does it remind you of? When has it happened for you before? Is this a pattern for you? When do you expect it to happen again? Is there a dread knowing that these things are coming every month? And how does that feel in your body? I'm going to start to clear some of this out. So keeping your things in mind, we're going to come to the hand. And before we say any words now, I'd like you to set a really clear intention. Intentions pave the way. You set an intention, you put it out there. Set an intention to begin to clear out this story, this money stress that you are experiencing right now. Because even though it might be a reality of something that you have to deal with, and I had this conversation with someone the other day, yes, there are things you need to sit down and deal with, but you actually get to have some kind of control over how this affects your internal peace. So even though I have all this stress in my body about my financial trigger, again, you'll be importing your own things into this. I deeply and completely accept myself. Even though I'm so stressed about this financial trigger, like a 6 or a 7 out of 10 stressed. But I deeply and completely accept myself. Even though I'm really stressed, really overwhelmed about these bills, this trigger, this block that I'm having, you put your words in. These responsibilities, there's all the money stuff going on for me. It deeply and completely accept myself anyway. And this statement of acceptance is so powerful in anything that you're tapping about. Even though I believe I have this flaw or this pain or this problem, I still accept myself. That's important. So all these financial triggers, remembering my words are general, and if you want to input some of yours, you are so welcome. All the money stress, these triggers, I get really overwhelmed. Maybe it even feels like there's nothing I can do about them. Feel powerless to money. Powerless and overwhelmed. So what am I supposed to do about this? As I choose to release some of this anxiety. What if I decided that today was the day that I'm going to change the way that I perceive my money stories? The negative voices in my head that keep me feeling really stressed about money. All these voices. And sometimes it feels like there's more than one. Lots of voices being critical of me. Are all these voices even mine? Whose money voice is that anyway? I choose to change this pattern now. I choose to release this pattern now. So we need to be able to clear away and give your hands a little shake. And also, just so you guys know, I'm going to tap with one hand because I'm sort of scrolling down my script as well. But if you prefer to tap with both, you're so welcome. Swap sides over, do whatever you need to do. So we need to be able to clear away, especially with something like today's topic, events of the past that are keeping us blocked from being able to move forward from this. So we are going to focus on beginning to feel safe about making that change, particularly if you've had this money story for as long as you can remember, particularly if it's something that you took on as something, you know, a learned hard fact from childhood. Stepping into a new belief or a new money story is going to feel really funny in your nervous system because it's stretchy and it's uncomfortable and it's not what you grew up knowing to be true. So we're just going to address that potential resistance, moving back around the body. Do I really want to change this? What if it's stuck and it doesn't want to change? I do really want to change this story. Even though I might not want to look back, looking back doesn't always feel safe. But I am safe right now. So even though this resistance to change doesn't feel safe, I'm choosing to move forward anyway. Choosing to safely look at these events. Choosing to safely observe them. And recognize where my story might have come from. Because it's safe to change. It's safe to look into my past. Safe to look at how I got these money stories. As I begin to explore my relationship with money, I am choosing to feel safe about this change. Introducing a new way of thinking and feeling to myself. Teaching my body with every tap that I am safe. Remembering when we're tapping, we're sending calming signals up to the amygdala, saying whatever we are thinking about or feeling or in distress over, it's actually safe, it's okay. We're in the here and now. And as I tap around all of these points as well, if you feel more comfortable just sticking on one for a little while, that's also okay. Know that what I'm doing with you right now is clinical EFT, but there are other ways that we can benefit from tapping. So I'm going to pause there and we're going to bring out your journals again, or pen, paper, whatever you've got with you. Because I want you to get really focused in now from an observational perspective. We're not going deep in it, we're only observing our relationship with money that may have come from past events. And there's a couple of areas that this can tend to come from. One could be our parents. One could be our society or our community, and the other could be our personal experiences. So as you bring your mind perhaps to parents or home or earlier experiences and watch discussions around money, do you remember? How do you remember money feeling? Was it a stress in your world or was there abundance? Was there fighting over money or was it joyful? Because what you've experienced in this space will impact your own money story. And we often carry money stories from generations ago, things that we heard growing up. Things like, well, mine was always we're constantly chasing our tail. And even though I know that we didn't ever go without food, there was this constant story and this constant narrative around lack and around scarcity and around not enough and always being behind. And I took those stories and I ran with them in my teenage years and then through my 20s, and then I ran with them into my business. And they did not serve me, let me tell you, but I had to be aware of them first, and this is what you're doing now. So what are your stories? I want you to take a moment to pop a story, not a full story, but a sentence, that you might have experienced growing up. Pop it in the chat for me. What was the money story? It doesn't grow on trees. Not enough. Yeah. Rich people are greedy. It's not spiritual to make money. And just notice where you feel this one in your body. And it's okay to observe that sensation, because when we tap, we're going to bring some safety to our body. So noticing your money story, we're going to start tapping. All this tension I have around money. Yeah, spending money is not safe and you need to save it. Absolutely. You've got to save it all for a rainy day. So these beliefs that I've taken from my parents, these money habits that I've learned still live deep within me. Even if you've done some work on it, notice where they're surfacing and allow them to surface. All this tension I carry around money. So much stress around money. All this stress around money. Growing up, perhaps, and insert your story, there wasn't enough. Spending money wasn't safe. Money just didn't feel safe. I felt confused. I was just a kid. And there's all this tension around stress and money. And all these things were said. And all these things happened. Your brain knows what they are. And I've been carrying this around for so long. All the stress, all this tension. I'm going to choose to let this go. The story isn't mine. Letting it all go now. Letting go of these patterns. Letting go of the imprint of stress. Releasing all the residual memories. Releasing the imprint of stress that I have. All this stress around money from my childhood. All my parents' stress around money. All my parents' stress around money. I took it on myself. I've been carrying it around. And I hold it in my body. And I release it now. And releasing my grandparents' stress around money. Releasing any generational stress around money that I've been carrying around for so long. It's not my stuff. And I choose to let it go. Choose to release this residual stress. Choose to release these old patterns. Choose to release these old beliefs around money. They're limiting me. So I let them go. It's safe to let them go. It's time to let them go. This isn't my stuff. So I'm letting it go. Letting it all go now. I'm just going to round that one off. Okay. Cleanse that away. Shake it off. Come back to your numbers. Pop in the chat. Your 6s, your 7s. Just notice where that same story, that same emotion that you started with is sitting. Has it gone up? Has it gone down? It's okay if something goes up and then comes down. But I'm glad we're seeing a bit of a reduction. My cacao has froth on it, and I'm going to get a moustache when I take a sip. So if you see me, that's what I'm doing. Take a sip and wipe it off. Okay. The next aspect to our money story, let's peel back another layer. And this may be relevant to some of you, it may not. But I want you to think about your community groups. And so just with your journals, allowing anything to flow out as I speak. The people that you hung out with, sports groups, church groups, influencers like TV, books, media, social media. Any outside influences that teaches you about money? And this is where beliefs like things like, you know, money and spirituality can't go hand in hand. Many of us grow up with negative connotations, particularly if we grow up in an environment where we felt lack, or you felt like there wasn't enough, or we felt like we had to hold the money from a space of fear. Then we can often have these connotations too around rich people. So having lots of money means that you are arrogant, for example, or only this type of person has lots of money. What were these stories that you grew up with or around? If you want to, pop one in the chat for me. I'd love to know. Give you another moment here just to bring it all to mind. Without going deep in, obviously, we're only observing, but the more concise you can get in your mind with your experience, the better result you're going to have with your tapping. Would anybody like to share a belief? You're so welcome to unmute and share a belief that you grew up with around money. And there's no pressure to, but we are a small group tonight, so feel free to share. Hi, Smiling.
Hi. Yeah, so it was always like, oh, you should, hold that money, but you should not show like you have money because you talk about money saying, oh, I have this much. People immediately start asking you, saying, can I borrow some?
Yeah.
And you should never indulge in your money. You should like just keep it away where no one can see it, or you should donate it without telling people. So if the money is it's not for pleasure or for purpose. It's just for hoarding and giving it away or investing in something that you would not lose, like gold or property.
Yeah. And so I hear almost like, almost maybe a shame, but the way when you were saying, but we can't tell people, you can't tell people that you have it. So there's this fear of judgment or perception that's also of being perceived a certain way, maybe to fit in with everybody else, or I don't know what it is, but that's an additional layer that is driving that need to hold
Yeah,
onto.
like they'll come for it. They'll come for it. So you have to like keep it, like hold it, like, or otherwise, people come for your money. Like it's not safe. So you have to like hide it, and it's like you don't trust yourself with money. So you're like constantly hoarding and then investing it. So you don't like use it on yourself.
Yeah.
You just um just give it donate it to charity, or you just buy yourself something that you can't, like, you put it on mortgage. So it's like you can't use it. It's just stuck there. So, and that's it, because no one can ask you for it now.
Yeah.
They'd be like, oh no, I don't have the money actually because I'm paying for my mortgage.
Yes. Okay. So if it's invested or if it's in good use, then no one can ask you for it. Would anybody else, thank you. Would anybody else like to share the belief that they grew up with around money? No, that's okay. I want you to bring your belief to mind. And I'm going to say some general ones, and these may apply to you. And if they don't, please keep your belief in the front of your mind. Change my words if you need to. There was a belief in my house that was really around how hard money was to earn, how hard it was to earn. And again, you can imagine taking that belief into the early years of business didn't serve me very well. So this belief that maybe money isn't spiritual, or money is the root of all evil, or money is really hard to earn. Or that money can't be spent on ourselves. And we can't be known to have money. Wonder where I learnt this from. Wonder where I heard it first. Can I be a good person with money? Does your brain allow you to believe? If you grew up with a story that money is the root of all evil, or money isn't, you know, that you can't be spiritual and have money, you can't be a good XY, like insert your criteria and have money. So do you actually believe you can be a good person and still make money? Maybe a part of you believes that. Or a good person and spend money. If you're in a holding block. So part of me believes that I can be. Insert your thing. Valued, loved, spiritual, a good person. And have money. And a part of me believes that I can't be a good person and be rich. But do I want to be rich? Well, no, I don't, because I might be judged. Notice these internal conflicts. They may not be yours. I want you to bring your conflicts to mind. So I wonder if I can still be accepted and have money. And for those who did grow up in that lack space, particularly if you have family that are still in that space and you're earning money, that can often feel quite uncomfortable. There can be a judgment for that sometimes in some families. So am I a bad person if I want to make money? Does anybody feel that? Like they actually feel guilty saying, I've got this business and I want to make money from it, and they feel bad saying they want to make money? I want you to tap into where that's coming from. My money story. I'm believing my own story. As I take money, I believe it. As I give out money, I believe it. Believing my negative money story. So what if it is just a story? Does that mean I can control it? My money story. Safe to say that I want to make money. Safe to say I deserve to make money. Safe to say that I need to make money. Because it's my responsibility. And it's my job to turn this money story around. All these things that I've heard, all these things that I now believe, I choose to change them as I release them now. Choosing for money to be neutral. And let me tell you, that's where you want to be. Neutral about money. You want to be able, you want to be able to celebrate your milestones, but you want to be able to reach your next level of success in your personal life, professional life, in your business. You want to be able to reach that next level and not define yourself by that. You want to be able to reach that next level and celebrate it and anchor into it But then notice how it doesn't actually change you as a person, and it doesn't change things. Might change the way you pay your bills, but it doesn't change you. And so ultimately, being neutral about money is going to be a beautiful position for you to be in. So I might just do one more round on that. Money is neutral. Money is neutral. I'm choosing to be neutral about money because it doesn't define me or my success. It's an energetic exchange that comes and goes. Choosing to be neutral, letting go of this stress, letting go of my belief, letting go of my story. Okay, take a nice deep breath and let's move on to now our personal experiences. So this layer is about the decisions around money that you have made for yourself. This is really highly related to that critical voice within. How have you beat yourself up around past decisions? Do you have a story that you can't be trusted with money? Did you have a credit card debt that you never lived down from your family? I went into $40,000 debt in my very first business. That was something that I beat myself up about for a very, very, very long time. I have a very different perception on it now. But I did form these stories about my capabilities, about the way that I spend, about the way that I charge. I had all these stories. And a lot of them were connected to personal experiences that I'd had that all circled back to that belief that I was carrying around lack and chasing your tail and never having an overflow, always just getting by. And anytime I was in a position where I could have been more than getting by, I would self-sabotage because I genuinely believed that I should just be getting by. And even when I'd say my gratitude, all the years, so many years back before social media made it popular, like all those years ago, I would say thank you for getting by. Like, thank you for having what we need. I never thanked for abundance. I never thanked for overflow. It's like, I've got what I need. Thank you. And even just that small shift in giving gratitude for abundance, giving gratitude for overflow, those words, if you're expecting to just keep meeting your needs, then you're going to just keep meeting your needs. If you're expecting to be chasing your tail, then you're going to keep chasing your tail because that is the lens of perception that we are running our life from. So what are your personal experiences? Did you accidentally, did you, blow all your savings in your 20s and you've never let yourself let that down? Now you believe you can't be trusted with money. Are you still holding on to it? Truly believe, particularly in this climate where money is, and is a reality for a lot of people to have to deal with and can cause so much stress, being able to sit emotionally neutral. Again, that doesn't mean that you don't have the reality of going, well, how am I going to pay this bill? How am I going to feed my kids? That is a reality, yes. But I truly, truly believe that in terms of stress, you get to decide how much of that you internalize and how much you hold on to. And something like tapping, because I literally had this conversation with my partner the other day because he was stressed about something. And I was saying exactly that to him. I said, I'm going to choose to stay neutral about this because I know that what we have done right now is all we can. And my choice is to protect my internal peace. I don't want to be living in the state of anxiety and panic disorder again. I don't want to be living in that kind of space. So I'm going to choose to protect my internal peace. So I'm going to take this thing that could potentially be stressful. I did some tapping about any way that I felt about it and neutralized that. And I was able to stay calm and neutral. So I believe that neutral is a great place to be. You are welcome to adopt that belief or not, but I really do believe that. And then, as I said before, then your financial outcomes don't define you. They don't change you as a person, but the stress doesn't impact either to the extent that it could. Because I don't know if you've noticed, but externally, there is a lot of talk about financial stress. And we are being very much conditioned to live in a fear space. And then I have someone like my mentor who just got back from Dubai, and she's like, there is no lack of wealth in this world. What we hear is only a part of, it's only a portion. It's one small piece of the world. It's just perception. There's some perception of our personal choices that we're tapping on. That thing that happened with the money, maybe that thing I did, the decision I made. What did this tell me about myself and money? Maybe that I'm a spender. That was me. Like I said, I was so used to living, chasing my tail and in lack that the money would come in and out it would go. And no matter what level of income I reached, out it would go. Didn't feel safe for me to hold it, similar to how the smile, and it wouldn't feel safe to spend it. Maybe I'm a saver. Maybe I'm good with money. Maybe I'm bad with money. Can't hold on to money. I save too much. I spend too much. I can't receive money. That's one we don't talk about very often. You might think, why would I have a block to receiving it? But you ask so many people I know in the industry that I'm in, why are you charging $50 an hour? Oh, well, they're not okay with receiving money, and it's a block. If you read Intentional Profit by Claire Wood, she talks about 3 blocks: holding, spending, and receiving. It'd be great for you to identify where yours is. Maybe I can't enjoy money, or I enjoy it too much. All these beliefs around money. And all the originating events. What happened to make me feel this way? Choosing to find that event. Choosing to find that memory. And I let it go now. And let it go. And I would encourage you to not shove off any little small thing that comes up. If you have a memory of being in trouble as a child for spending, I don't know, more than you should have at the lolly shop, and that's what's coming up for you right now, then I want you to tap about that. Doesn't have to be a big, I made these decisions to undercharge and now I'm this much in debt. Doesn't have to be that. Don't ignore even the smallest things that come up for you. It's all relevant. So as I find that memory, and I observe it, choose to release it now. Letting it go. Letting it go. And letting it go. Is it safe for me to let go of this event? Safe for me to let go of this belief? Choosing to let it go now. Letting it go. Letting it go. And just finish up this round of the body, and you might even want to just tap and breathe. And with your breath, just allow yourself to let go of anything that's remaining in the body. You might feel the need to move like I am, but that's completely up to you. I find sometimes that just helps to move something that's a little bit stagnant. Okay. Nice deep breath, shake it off if you need to, get rid of it. It's not yours, off it goes. All right. Your numbers. We started with some 7.5s and some 7s and some 6.5s. Can you check in with your original story, your original emotion, the money mindset that we've decided to focus on tonight? Come down from a 5 to a 3, amazing. There's a fly. I'm not doing a weird dance, there's a fly. 2.5, 2, and a 0, amazing. And feeling empowered, love that. Thank you for sharing that. Let's finish up with some positive tapping. As we tap around the body, I want you to remember and say that I am at choice. I'm always at choice. I am aware. And I'm choosing to feel neutral about money. I'm choosing to have fun around money. Because I am at choice. Now, I was going to say this earlier and then I forgot. So I'm just tap here for a moment. Something that I find really helps, and especially if you're a visual person, you are somebody who likes to visualize. I want you to think about money simply as an energy. Simply as an energy. That is it. When you look at a bank account on your phone, it's literally just numbers on a screen. And I know we have attached, think about the meaning that we have attached to this. But we're not even holding, like I've got some physical money here, but we're not even holding physical money when we look at the screen and we see these numbers. We have attached a meaning to that. And so if you can start to see, and again, if this belief or this perception doesn't sit with you, let it go, brush it off. But if you can start to see money as an energy, it is just an energetic exchange. You're either going to pay with something in your business, with time, or with money. Some people in relationships, if you're in an earlier stage, perhaps your energetic exchange is with the kids and the partner's energetic exchange is financially. It's all an energetic exchange. And if you can think of money as something that flows to you and through you, because we're not meant to hold it. It's a resource. We're meant to share it. It is meant to be circulated. It's an energy that is meant to be circulated. And if you can think of it as something that flows to you and through you, as a never-ending life resource, The next time you're in the shower, I want you to close your eyes. Might sound strange, but just give it a go. Close your eyes and imagine that the constant stream of water that is flowing over you, constantly flowing, that you're standing in a shower of the energy of money. Just imagine that that water is money. And visualize that and stand in that and notice how it just effortlessly just keeps flowing. I hope you've got an instantaneous hot water system. If you've got an old gas one, then maybe that's not the best analogy for you because it'll run out pretty quickly. But otherwise, stand in the cold water. But you get what I'm saying. And that is actually a really, really, really powerful and simple way. If you practice that just for 2 minutes of your shower every day for a couple of weeks or every day for a week or so, just notice how you start to actually change your perception around money. But as you stand there and you allow this water to come over the body, just stand in it and receive it. Okay, that was my little speech. That was my TED Talk. Thanks for coming. It's safe for me to change. Safe for me to look at the past. And safe for me to feel how I am right now. Calm, grounded, empowered, neutral about money, abundant, expansive, open to receiving, open to holding, and open to giving. And choosing to trust that what I need will come. I choose to feel present now. I choose to feel grounded now. Choosing to allow my mind to switch off as I get myself ready for bed and sleep while I integrate all of these positive changes about money. Okay, that's it. Shake it off. Thank you, everybody, for coming tonight. For our Tapping Circle members, the replay will be up in your portal tomorrow. My lovely assistant will do that sometime tomorrow. And if you're not a Tapping Circle member, the replay will be emailed out to you sometime tomorrow once she's uploaded that, and she'll just send an email separately. So you'll still get a replay from today. I'm going to stop recording. Thank you, everybody on replay. Would love to hear your feedback. What shifts you've had. As always, comment under here or come over and tell me on Instagram and we can chat about it. But I'm going to stop recording, and if anybody would like to say hi, share a moment, anything like that, you are so welcome.